The Past and James video series is brought to you by channelfireball.com and CardBoard.Live. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Past and James, where I play Magic the Gathering with some of my friends. So today I am here with the one and only Wilson Hunter, my co-founder and partner in CardBoard.Live. I have invited you to this because today is going to be the first time I play Paradoxical Outcome, or PO, in Vintage. Before we begin any of the deck tech stuff, please just tell us briefly about your background and your experience with Vintage, with the Vintage format.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been playing Magic for a long time, primarily Legacy as my favorite format to play. Played a lot of Legacy Grand Prix, for example. But in doing that, I got interested in Vintage. And the most competitive Vintage event I played was Eternal Weekend. I believe it was either 2 or 3 years ago. I believe it was 3 years ago. I made top 16. But in general, I approach Vintage like I do other formats that I enjoy playing, which is competitively. I like to try to tweak lists into perfection, even though that's impossible, and try to solve formats, try to figure out what's good, what's not. Vintage is really interesting. It's just like any other format where there's an evolving metagame, even though the cards are so old, and that's what makes it exciting. So I did play PO at the Eternal Weekend, so that's my experience with this deck. But even beyond just Eternal Weekend, like I used to play in these leagues that were proxied Vintage leagues locally. I've played, about a dozen different decks in those, so I'm fairly familiar with it. I have not played online though, James. So I've mostly just been playing paper Vintage.
That's totally fine. As I tell all of my guests, whenever we make any brilliant plays, it will be because of you, and any punts and misplays and misclicks, I will take full responsibility for. So we're good on that.
Okay.
And so tell us a little bit about this deck, PO, because, actually it's for me, because I've literally never played the deck in a league. So tell me, what is the general structure of the deck? What is the general game plan of the deck?
Yeah, so I'll try to sum it up, but as you see with the not literally, but 1 million singletons here, there's a lot of different sub game plans, which makes the deck interesting. But in general, the namesake of the deck is Paradoxical Outcome. Lets you target your artifacts and return any number of them to your hand to draw a card. So it is a non-ritual based combo deck, which is what makes it really interesting. So it's a combo deck that revolves around your Moxen, which in this deck actually includes 3 Mox Opals in addition to the traditional Moxen, as well as some of the other mana rocks like Lotus, Crypt, Vault, and a couple tops to round it out. So the tops are great for artifact count. Without diving too deep, you can put top on top, retain priority, and PO to draw 2 cards off of those, which is pretty interesting. But the main point of the deck is to churn through your deck, draw tons of cards off of PO, chain them, because what you're doing is when you're returning the artifacts, you get to replay them for free. You generate Storm, you get free mana, you draw a bunch of cards, all the things that you want to be doing in a combo deck, which is going through your deck. The interesting thing, though, is in this deck, you don't win with Tendrils of Agony. So traditionally, in the past, I have had Tendrils of Agony in this deck. But because of a new printing, we're actually not playing Tendrils today. We're trying something different. So for the viewers out there, you may play Tendrils, you may play against Tendrils, but we're not playing it. Instead, we're playing Monastery Mentor, which is a mainstay in a lot of PO lists. Lets you just make infinite monks, and then the goal would be to time walk on the same turn that you make them to kill your opponent. Or interestingly, in this deck, we're going to Brain Freeze. So that's our Storm card, is milling our opponent out. And the reason why we're trying Brain Freeze is because of the new printing of Underworld Breach. So it's in some ways another Yawgmoth's Will effect that in combo turns is actually potentially even better because you don't exile the card. So what you can do, if you're not familiar with this, is mill yourself, and as long as you have enough mana, you can put tons of cards in your graveyard with Brain Freeze, and you can continue Brain Freezing. You can send several copies at yourself, several at your opponent, until you get enough Storm to just mill out your opponent's deck and then Ancestral them to force them to draw, and they can't draw. So we're going to try that out. I don't think that, I don't want to speak too much. I'm just getting back into the format. I don't think that the stock PO list right now generally have brain freeze. I know some definitely do, but we're trying it. And then
Yeah.
I guess the last thing, yeah, sorry, go on, James.
No, no, I was just gonna say that it doesn't seem like it's a mainstay. At least the PO decks I played against, they don't seem to always have the brain freeze.
Right. Yeah, and if I were to guess, I will say that we will win more often than not with Mentor. But in my testing recently, I have been doing a lot of breach brain freeze combo kills. Um, but hey, there's so much to talk about here because like we haven't even talked about Bolus's Citadel, which which frankly is you don't necessarily win with it. You don't win with the activated ability of your opponent losing 10 life, but you win in that you draw basically through your deck with it in play. This is basically a quote better Yawgmoth's bargain. So I did not get to play with this 3 years ago. I have been testing this recently. What makes it interesting as an artifact is that you can tinker for it. So back in the day, you used to tinker for Memory Jar as another draw 7 in the deck, which does not necessarily win like a Bolus Citadel does. But the cool thing about Bolus Citadel over Yawgmoth's Bargain is that you can cast the cards and you don't just draw them. So you cast them paying life equal to their mana cost. The downside is that a second land makes you stop because you cannot break the rule of playing a second land for turn. However, the way to get past that is having a top in play. If you have a top in play, you can always top on top and play the top for 1 life. And that's essentially the ensuring that you're going to win is having the top in play plus a Citadel.
Got it. Or you can use fetch lands. You can mill yourself. Like there's lots of ways that you can circumvent that. I would think.
Absolutely. Now, however, there are situations in which you have spent all the cards in your hand to get the Citadel in play. But yeah, like you said, like even a single fetch land is going to go a really long way on the redraw and Citadel because so many of your hits are live, right?
Right.
So
it's really like just, I guess you can think of it as a bargain or necro. Like you're just using it to churn through and effectively draw the cards, and you're really casting them. But I mean, you've got 20 life, so there's lots of play to it. You can just churn through your deck. That's what it sounds like.
Absolutely, and like you said in the second part of that, the casting them is what's key because there is no mana constraint. Like you can go all in on this very quickly, and just cast all the cards. You can cast your preordains, your merchant scrolls, and all that stuff, and not have to worry about finding the Moxen.
Right, or maybe for people who are coming over from Storm in Legacy, you can also think of it as a much more powerful ad nauseum that is like you can stop and you can have a lot of play with it. It's not like stop completely. You can like start and stop, right?
That's right. Now, I guess another thing, James, in the deck is the draw 7s. So we're playing Wheel of Fortune and Time Twister.
Mm-hmm.
Those are just traditional 1-card combo cards for your combo deck. You break parity with these cards by having so much artifact mana. And obviously it's vintage, so sometimes opponents do, which makes these worse if you're on the draw and they have artifact mana and whatnot. But it's interesting to have the access to these. I sometimes board these out depending on the matchup. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's some interesting choices. Like if you start getting into the utility cards, our list is a tad different than some you've seen. Like we're playing the Balance main deck over something like a Lightning Bolt. Some people play like 1 removal spell main deck. The reason being is that Balance ends up being a removal spell for like the Collector Oof or a creature because you don't have your own creatures. Mm-hmm. And my philosophy is to play the most broken cards possible main, and resolving a Balance can sometimes just win the game. Resolving a lightning bolt is never just going to win the game by itself. So that's why we're trying this out.
Right. It also gets rid of opposing planeswalkers, does it not?
It actually does, unfortunately does not. So it only, and it's helpful for you in that it doesn't count artifacts. So this is how you break parity with it. Mm-hmm. But it also does not count planeswalkers because those didn't exist during the time. So you just do specifically what's written on the card.
Lands, cards, and creatures. Okay.
Now, we do have a Pyroblast in the deck to get rid of some planeswalkers like Narset, for example.
Oh, yeah. Narset is big problems for this deck.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we have a sideboard plan for that as well.
Sweet. Do you want to talk about the sideboard a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So first thing that James said when he saw this list is he said, "I guess we're just going to lose to Dredge." Which I know you're joking, but yes, it's a good point that there's only 3 graveyard hate cards. We don't know if this is correct or not. We wanted to try this out to see if we can have game against Dredge by being a faster combo deck, but also having a lot of tutors for these hate cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Tabernacle is an extremely well positioned Dredge hate card, again, specifically because they're playing all the hollow ones and everything else, and they just have to grind you with Icarids if you have Tabernacle in play. Containment Priest is a nod to having a bullet against Oath. And then Blightsteel Colossus, you bring this in against mostly shops decks. So decks where you want to get out of underneath like some Thorn effects with Tinker. And you otherwise probably couldn't combo kill very well. So it's just like a fast way of getting this in. You definitely don't want to be boarding that in against Dak Faden. So I've seen a lot of people do that, and I've had people ask me, why didn't you board in Blightsteel Colossus? And I just don't want to open myself up to Dak Faden against it. I don't think you have to.
You mean just stealing it and killing us, right?
That's right. Yeah. So it's all right. Like Tinker is already only okay against the Pyroblast decks. And then if you add in a target that can be dacked, like it's just not what you want to be doing against Xerox, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's in that sense, it makes a lot of sense to run this in the side because it's really not our primary game plan.
That's right. Also, because of Bolas the Citadel, you're usually winning the turn you tinker against most decks, so you wouldn't have to Blightsteel against most decks. So Defense Grid, this is for Xerox decks when they have up to 4 Pyroblasts, Flusterstorms, Force of Wills, Force of Negations, Infinite Counter Magic. I ran this I actually ran a bunch of these, like I think 4 back in the day. So we're going to try this out. I like having access to these.
Right. This is your comfort zone, man. You've got the Monastery Mentors. You've got the top. Yeah. I mean, these are things I recognize from your most successful legacy finishes. So hopefully we're going to do some damage today. We'll see, right? Do you want to talk briefly about Lavinia? Because it's a card that not people that don't play Vintage don't really see all that often.
Yeah, because I've been out of playing Vintage for a little while, I read this card in the new context of Vintage recently, and I was like, "Whoa, this card is really."
It's like, well, they can't force of will us most of the time. They can't daze us. There's some utility to that. It basically counters all their Moxen. It counters their Black Lotus Petals. It's one-sided, so people who are familiar with playing Engineer and how fun it is to play against that card, like it doesn't affect us, only affects the opponent.
Right. Yeah. So in general, though, it's tempting to board in Lavinia against a lot of things. However, I don't want to board her in against fair blue decks because of Pyroblast. You're just giving them a target for that. However, some people could argue that's fine, but really Lavinia is at her best in the mirror match, where it's counterspell based, where each player has Force of Will, but also your opponent is trying to play a bunch of Moxen. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the ideal situation. I don't think in general I would board it in against shops. However, maybe we end up figuring out that we need to do that, because if they run Mindbreak Trap, I think that Lavinia does an interesting combination of things against them, because they do have all the Moxen, and then they would also have Mindbreak Traps. But in general, she's not a card I'd be wanting to board in, because being color intensive and everything else against Wasteland Strip Mine is not great.
Got it. Can you talk a bit about the Hurkyl's Recalls? I know we're running 1 in the main deck, and then we're running 3 in the sideboard. So up to 4, like what is that used for? What kind of matchups?
Yeah, specifically shops. So disruptive artifacts. I will say I will not board this in against the deck where the only artifact I expect is maybe a couple null rods. You just don't really, you don't want to overdo it on those decks. This is sort of a longer conversation. Like in my collector oof mid-range list, this is why null rod is good in those sideboards, because you really want to be bolting their oof, and you can't afford to have hate for reaction to all of their hate. You really just want to stick with your main deck Chain of Vapor on the off chance that they have null rod. But in general, shops, right? Because all their hate or artifacts, except for maybe Mind Break Trap. And so it's quite good there.
Sweet. Okay, so we're just gonna outplay all the blue decks today, and we're gonna bring in tons of stuff for shops, and we should hopefully be faster than Dredge in some cases.
That's right. Now we do have, I mean, we have a good sideboard package for blue. Like we're boarding in 4 cards, which in this deck is a decent number.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. I mean, Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, and then if you are playing against an Oof deck, you board in the 2 bolts, and if you're playing against Xerox, you board in the 2 defense grids instead of the bolts.
Gotcha. Sweet. Well, that was very comprehensive. Thank you. So let's go to the Vintage League and let's see what we can do. We win the die roll. All right, let's do it. Let's see here. How do we feel about this hand?
Okay. So 2 mana sources, 2 draw 7s. It's only okay, but I think reasonable.
Reasonable? Okay.
Let's keep it.
Let's go with it. So we just basically play fetch, Mox, pass, right?
Let me think about this. It's not, it's actually interesting. It's not that crazy to main phase brain. Like we could start the stream by doing something that I think a lot of people wouldn't, which is just like main phase cast a brainstorm. There's a lot of things that we can draw that we can still play this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the sake of science, we should go for that.
You think the island or the volcanic island?
While we open ourselves as wasteland, I would go volcanic here. Just because I think on the draw, our opponent's probably less likely to just snap off a wasteland with a Mox in play.
Okay. That's not bad at all. It's unfortunate we don't see a second land source, but we can pass the turn, and this card is very unlikely in this format. I think we can actually just, we have a force that we can hold up. Maybe we just put back, let me think, Pio and Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, Pio on top.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we want to protect the Ancestral? I know this card has not played very much at all, but what's
we might as well, right? There's no downside. Like maybe Wheel of Fortune and the Ancestral, perhaps.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. All right.
So let's talk about if we had done that on our next turn after draw, we'd go 1 card deeper. And of course, that could have been a land. But if it wasn't, we'd be in big trouble because we would have time walked ourselves. And in this situation, we'll be able to go even 2 cards deeper if we're able to resolve the Ancestral. We also would not have been able to draw interaction off Force of Will if we had waited till our next turn.
Yeah, I think
it was okay. Sorry, go on, James.
No, I think it's fine because we found the Ponder, right? It's like, yeah, but I can definitely see. Okay, let's think about this. Do we actually try to fight over this? I'd be tempted to say no, that we should just basically set up for our combo, right? And basically, they're not doing anything right now that allows them to win. Although the Lotus Petal is a little concerning, like they're probably a combo deck.
Yeah, I would just let it go though. Particularly because he's drawing up to 8, so he'll need to use the pedal here.
Yeah, he'll need to actually discard or use or play something, which allows us to see some information.
Generally, pedal first. Also, like people could just do that just because they do that, but it could also mean Flusterstorm or Pyroblast.
That's yeah. Okay, so now they have the duress. That is exactly why we put what we did on top. Do we actually force this, or we just let them take the Force of Will?
Just let them take it, yeah.
Okay.
Because if they take the Force of Will, that's better than forcing. And even though, I don't think extra card is worth them not seeing our hand when our best card is on top of our hand.
And they played the duress off of pedal too, which is like, yeah.
And I think there's a chance Well, they could take Narset. Like if their hand is slow here,
Hmm.
you know,
Right, because they don't know if we can play Narset next turn. If we can, then they're just kind of in some world of pain.
yeah, because I guess we should talk about what they're playing. This looks to me to be Doomsday because of Street Wraith.
Hmm. I think
So
there's a
Doomsday
high
plays,
probability there. Yeah,
I think they play like 3 Street Wraith and discard and all these cards. So
interesting. They do take the force. The way they played it out, it seemed to me like they're pretty close to comboing, right? Like
yeah,
they're setting up for the next turn. So the question is, do we ponder and try to hit a land so that we can ancestral in response, or do we just ancestral now?
I would Ancestral now because Ponder only lets us see one more card off of a shuffle, whereas Ancestral would allow us to get the 2 next cards, which in a broken deck like this, if it's a land
Yeah.
and anything else
I
relevant,
guess
could
if
be
they
good.
have mental misstep, it doesn't matter anyway, right? If like
That's right.
we can't do two. All right.
Based on the speed of this game, while they're tapped out, I think we basically need
Oh,
to go
okay.
for
We
this.
got misstep, so there's nothing we can do. Yeah, we'll see if we live another churn.
That is what it is.
Yeah, totally.
I've been fairly happy with the decisions we've made because we haven't lost to a decision to this point. I don't think.
Hmm. That's a good sign, actually. They're just tutoring right now,
Yep.
which means they're going to pass the turn very likely, unless they have another Street Wraith shenanigan thing going. Yeah, vintage is very interesting. Like I'm very new to the format, and you're still seeing a lot of. Oh, what am I saying? Yeah, of course they're drawing into whatever they did that turn. Yeah, that was on their
It's
upkeep.
unfortunate they didn't upkeep.
Yeah.
That's like the awkward thing about Moto is like usually your opponent's like
Hmm.
says to you upkeep tutor.
All right, here we go. Oh, it could be worse. Could be Doomsday. I was like 3 black
Well,
mana.
it could be way worse.
Yeah. At least they're passing the turn. Okay, so they discarded Doomsday, which means that they have one in hand, very likely. The only thing we can do is ponder, right? I don't think there's anything.
That's right.
Hmm. I think we have to shuffle here, do we not? Because we're trying to get a counter, or we're trying to get a land.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we have to shuffle. We don't have a lot of great draws, but
Hmm. We don't have any black.
yeah.
Okay, well that was a. The thing is, do we play it now? And if we do, we're basically telegraphing that was our draw, right?
Let's think. So
But could
I think
we?
we do need to play it now because there's no way that not playing it affects what they do.
Hmm.
And if we ever got another turn, it would be much better to have that in play for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't see us winning here. But
Hmm. Hey, well, let's play it out. Get some information.
yeah.
Well, let's not play it out too long because this deck takes time to combo out. It's one of those things that I've gotten a little bit more familiar with now. Is just trying to figure out when to scoop, basically.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what would allow us to potentially come back. Would it be just some kind of Hail Mary time twister Wheel of Fortune play?
I mean, it's interesting. This is so the fact that they're doing this means that
They're digging.
yeah, but the unfortunate thing is they may have a very controlling hand.
Right.
Uh,
Okay, well, controlling or not, we're gonna probe them, right? So
Yeah, let's do it.
and
I
if
think that
yeah.
James, for some reason, my video is on a slight lag to what you're playing because I hear you talk about it before.
Oh really? Okay, well hopefully you can see their hand.
2 days.
Demonic Consultation and 2 Oracle. So they basically just resolve Oracle and Consultation and they win. There's no Doomsday needed here. But they have 2 days, which is real rough. Like we really can't get. Well, let's
I guess
draw a
they just
card.
drew.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we really can't play anything other than top that doesn't get dazed, right?
Yeah, let's trying to think what we could possibly do. Like if they daze.
If they daze, then they can't win next turn because they need Thassa's Oracle and the Consultation or the Doomsday.
Well, but they just replay the land. Like they have 3 lands.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I think our play has got to be like top, and then try to get another land next turn, right? I don't see another thing to do here.
Yeah, we may even have to top and like if they go when the if and when they go for it here, we may just need to blind flip the
Blind
top
flip top. Yeah, try to get a force or something. Yeah.
or a pyroblast. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna play out the top.
yeah, because pyroblast they'll double daze it, but yeah, we basically have to just get.
I'm gonna pass the turn.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in a pickle.
Well, we've been in a pickle for a little while. It's interesting
Yeah.
that we've survived this long.
Well, yeah, that's the very interesting about Magic is that their deck can be set up to be in a controlling role, especially with so many dazes, which I don't know if that's standard, but it is very interesting to play against.
Yeah. Huh.
All right, here's where we show them the main deck, Lightning Bolt.
They're giving us as many.
Ah, okay. So, wait, how are they doing this? Are they actually? No, let's just top right now.
Wait, no, wait.
No, I mean, how do they Thassa's Oracle at instant speed with the Demonic Consultation on the stack? I don't get it. Like they need Oracle out to actually win, right?
I think that this mills their entire deck, and then they play Oracle, and then the Oracle looks at the top X.
Oh yeah. Then they win, right? Yeah. So.
But don't top though because they have 2 dazes. So like let this resolve, and then.
I'm letting it resolve now.
Yeah, and then when they play Oracle, we just have to flip top on top of the deck and hope to draw a Force of Will because they have 2 dazes.
So we're gonna flip the top now.
Yeah, don't spin it. Just put it on top of the deck and try to
we need to fetch first and then top, right? Just to go one card deeper. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. This is because this is our only shot.
So I have to do this with control. I've never actually done this before. So
wait. Think about this. No. So you don't need to just fetch first for the land without.
Without holding priority. Sure.
Yeah, just get the land out of the deck.
It doesn't matter what it is, and then we're just going to. They have 2 dazes, so we're going to basically just do this.
Just blind flip the top and try to hit a.
All right, let's do it.
The top card.
Let's do it. Oh, look what we found. Yeah, it's lagging, but we found the Force of Will.
Did we?
Yeah. Literally Force of Will. All right. What are we pitching? Does it matter?
Pitch the Paradoxical Outcome.
Okay.
Doesn't matter because they have no cards.
Right.
Oh, but they can't draw, so they're going to do this again. So it's unfortunate because I think that they're still going to beat us. we'll see. If they double days here, then we can win.
Oh yeah, they don't draw because of Necro, right? So we still have to answer their next Oracle.
Yeah, so maybe that was where we punted or something.
Did we? I don't. I mean,
Well, didn't really punt, but maybe we should have countered the demonic consultation.
oh yeah. Is there a case to be made for a time twistering then?
Well, they still have 2 days.
Oh, they have 2 days. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We have to like draw a Black Lotus.
Now I think we have to. I would play the top
Mm-hmm.
and then top on top without.
Yeah, just do it now, right?
Just do it now. Just top on top because we have to have that 2 mana,
Mm-hmm.
and so we could draw a Black Lotus or another forest.
Oh, we found Demonic Tutor. So I don't think there's anything we can do. I mean, we might even just scoot and just withhold information about what we have, right?
Yeah, I think we could scoop.
Okay.
That's still pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. All right.
It's unfortunate because we should have. I guess if we thought about it in a lot of detail, maybe forced a demonic consultation because
Yeah.
they don't. They skip their. I just wasn't thinking ahead.
No, it's totally fine. I don't think we're winning that game anyways. So let's think about this. How do we sideboard here? We want the Flusterstorm. I'm just thinking, do we want Lavinia? Defense grid? Are we in this kind of battle? I don't know if we are.
I don't think we want the defense grid. There's a chance we want Lavinia because of all the ritual shit. Maybe not. It's easy for them to get 3 lands.
The question: how about these red cards? I'm inclined to say no Lavinia, but the red cards here, like Pyroblast, Lightning Bolt, they're all pretty good. But
the problem is, so if they set up their win with Oracle, let's see. I haven't played enough of the new format to know. Does Oracle need to be in play, or does the trigger just let them win? The Oracle doesn't need to be in play, right?
It doesn't need to be play. It triggers as it comes in, and then they just win. It doesn't have to. Yeah. Well, it has to resolve, but like you're not going to be able to bolt it. Like you can Pyroblast it on the stack, sure.
I'm checking to see. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
So
I think Pyroblast is like a potential include here.
It is maybe.
But I don't think anything else really. I don't think we want to be running things like Lightning Bolt against them.
I just board out the Hercules Recall.
Yeah, that's probably a dead card.
Balance is also not very good.
Brain Freeze is insane if they have their pile. Which never happens. Okay, let's just try it.
Well, how many cards do we have now?
Oh, we have 60.
So you boarded. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay.
I boarded out Balance, and yeah, we're gonna play first. Let's see here. All right, I don't know how bad the leg is, but we've got Academy, Lotus, Mox Pearl, and then a bunch of cards.
Okay. Chain of Vapor is like the worst card that we left in our deck, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And what if we had Lavinia here, that would actually be really, really good.
Yeah.
Instead of the chain. Maybe that.
Yeah. That's okay. Is this a keep or a mull?
I would keep because we can mystical and we have a misstep for misstep battles.
Right.
And for discard.
Sure. Okay, so let's play this out. I think we play out all the artifacts, right?
Yep.
Okay.
In general, I'd play the artifacts first on the play, just because knowing that there's Solarian Academy, they may be more likely to counter Lotus.
Gotcha. Okay, so
and then I would end of turn, we're gonna want a mystical.
Okay, you mean on their end step, right?
On their end step.
Yeah. What are we gonna mystical for?
Let's think here. So
I guess it depends on what they do, but in general.
So this is where we start thinking, like, if we got Demonic Tutor, that's 5, 3.
All right, we're definitely going to mystical in response here. Or actually, no, we can mental misstep this too.
Yeah, I'd just try misstepping. Because the best card in our hand after this is misstep. So if they misstep back, then we can mystical and be happy that we won that exchange.
Okay, we're gonna let the slows resolve. I don't think there's anything we're gonna do right now.
That's sort of scary.
It is scary.
Let that resolve though. I wouldn't.
Let
if they want to counter mystical.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez. 2 games in a row.
This is vintage.
Yeah, that'll. Well, I mean, they had it on turn 1 2 games in a row. So.
Right. Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do here, right? I don't think so.
That's
We're gonna have to let them.
Yeah. Let them do it.
Well, yeah. We're not gonna do anything now. We wait till their following turn to.
Feels sort of bad to play against the duress Black Lotus recall time walk over.
Yeah, it's like, are we playing vintage or are we playing cube? I guess they're all the same if you draft really well.
Or like, do they play 4 of all these cards?
Oh, Nullrod. I guess we could ELT bounce it, right? But I don't think.
Yeah. And
okay. Well, we don't need to do anything in response to it, but we can just do it on our end stuff.
Nothing in response. That's right.
Yeah. All right.
So this is like. This is good to know the four. Wait. Okay, it's lagging. Yeah. So go ahead and chain because they might have days, and chain is more important here. If they do have days, it opens up our Pearl to be able to pay for the days on Mystical.
Okay, so we're gonna Mystical, and then the question is, what are we getting based on what they've done?
Okay, so we have access to 6 mana right now. If we got Demonic Tutor, let me just think. So if we got Demonic Tutor into Yogg Will with 1 floating, we would get back the.
We wouldn't get much back, right? Like we get back a misstep, a chain, a mystical,
Lotus.
but we can't get back the Lotus, right? Oh, actually, does Yogg Will let us play back Lotus? Oh, geez.
You can play that.
Oh, wow, that's insane. Okay.
But let's think about it for a second.
Right.
So that would do, and then you Demonic Tutor, and you have 2 mana floating, and that's probably not good enough. I think that maybe we just have to go for Tinker here.
Go for the Tinker. Or just Yogg Will? No. Doesn't do enough, right?
It can't just be it can't just be Yogg Will because we don't have any action.
Right.
Sometimes people do stuff like they go for Ancestral out of like just, in my opinion, laziness. But like,
because it's not deterministic, right? That's tough.
Right. And if they have a counter, they're going to counter the Ancestral or whatever we play, and we're in a really bad spot. If they don't have a counter, I think we're more likely to just win the game off of tinkering for a Citadel.
Well, at this point with their group of 6 cards, like, do we try to go for the Tinker and the win, or do we? I mean, it's kind of a win, or do we try to get into this grindy thing with them? I don't know the answer.
We've got to go for Tinker.
Okay, let's go. Let's go for the Tinker then. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. And so the cool thing about this too is that we will be able to make a land drop. So.
Okay, so we're going to now get 2 blue, and then we're basically playing Tinker now, right? And we're gonna sacrifice the Mox Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it resolves. So we're getting Citadel?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So if I'm slow to talk, it's because it's
right. Oh man, Force of Will's on top.
What?
I guess we're passing the turn.
Yeah, we have to pass the turn.
Okay, but we can actually play Force of Will. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I guess we'll counter anything, really.
So we had 5 cards in our deck that do
were
nothing.
counter.
So it was the 4 Force and a Flusterstorm.
We're just destined to always see Force of Will blind off the top in this match, it seems.
That's true. I guess it worked well for us last time. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
It takes so much time, like moto time, to play this deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're at 11 minutes.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we were talking through. Do we force this?
No, I would let them
Okay, let them do
keep
their thing.
that.
Yeah. Force
Because they have a null rod,
combo.
which is more important
Mm-hmm.
here, and we have a blue card in hand. So like if they're trying to set up for a counter, we can actually
Right. Their decision
draw the
now is like,
forest.
do they have to drop the null rod here? Because I guess if they do, they're not doing it with like Flusterstorm backup or something.
Now we definitely force.
Yeah.
So you have to click cast with Bolus Citadel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay, that's cool. All right, let's cast it. We play the land now, right? No, we don't have to.
Wait. No. Do not play the land.
I know. Actually, we have a lot of options here. So we can just time walk off the academy right now. Oh no, actually no. We can just play it. What am I saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Just pay 2 life. So the reason why you don't play a land is you need it to
Fetch
be on
lands
top
and
of your
whatnot.
deck.
Yeah. Right.
Now though, so we can cast PO for 2 off of Academy and Jet. And I would.
Okay. So we're gonna bounce the Jet and the Black Lotus, obviously.
Yeah. Sort of amusing. Just remember that if they counter here, we can pay 5 life to Force of Will whenever they counter.
Right. Well, I know Force of Will is on top now. That's tough. I don't know what happened there.
What happened?
I don't know. Force of Will is in our hand now.
Well, you drew. So
because we drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have Vampiric Tutor now. What do we do here?
Okay, let's think about this. What does Storm count, James?
The Storm count is at 5.
Okay, so we're probably going to Vampiric, but let me think. So
yeah, Vampiric for what, right? Yeah, I guess anything really, because we're trying to put something on top here.
We already time walked.
We already time walked, yeah. So we could pass the turn even just to draw the card.
No. I would Vampiric for Mentor.
Okay. Let's do it.
And pay 3 to play the Mentor, and then try to like make a bunch of monks and.
That's a very good plan.
Particularly since we already.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have Demonic Tutor, so we're going to obviously cast it. How do I? Okay. I'm not used to playing Mentor. This is the problem here. So, okay, I'm going to yield to that ability. Okay. So what do we actually get with Demonic? Does it matter?
So we're at 4 life. Is that right?
We're at 4 life. Yeah. So we want to get something that's high cost, maybe, or.
Well, just remember, I would probably get the top so that we could turn anything into.
Okay.
1 life.
Sure. Now we have a Tundra on top, so we haven't played our land this turn yet. So I guess we'll just play the Tundra now, right?
Yeah, play the Tundra.
Okay, Mox Opal, that's good. I'm gonna play that.
Yeah.
Oh, we found Brewing Freeze on top.
Okay, so at some point we may want to play the top off the Tundra.
Why don't we just do it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm actually playing this by listening to you because I'm like.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. We'll have to restart the Zoom maybe just to figure that out. But.
So Storm is 10 right now?
Storm is at 10, yeah. And we can also just kill them with Monk next turn if we have enough.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like how we can maximize our.
I guess we top again because we don't want to Brain Freeze right now with a Lotus. Right? We Sensei's top. Spin.
I think that instead of spinning, I would just
put it on top.
Probably put it on top.
Put it on top and replay it?
Yeah, replay it off the Citadel.
Right. Okay. Right. That
Because this
way.
is how we can make like infinite monks. So actually, we basically have the kill, and let's make sure that we don't spend too much life here. So like,
Okay.
it's a mox, so that's good.
Oh, geez. I just went to combat step. That's not good.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's okay though,
No,
because
it
they're all
doesn't
summoning
matter.
6, so it's really okay. As long as I don't skip this second main, I'm good. So let's play this.
I would not want to spend any more life now.
Okay. So what am I doing here? This
I
is
think we should
yielding?
pass the turn.
We passed the turn?
Yeah, because we did. I just want to confirm we time walked, right?
Yeah, we time walked. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
I would just pass.
I'm gonna F2 and pass the turn. Okay, so now is the second turn. We draw preordain. We see Flooded Strand on top.
Okay, I would just cast preordain.
Sure.
All we need to cast is 2 spells to be able to kill them.
Okay. I guess we can just keep them, right? Let's put on bottom. And sure, let's just draw that. Okay, I'm playing my land. I'm going to play Paradoxical Outcome. Oh, wait.
That's cool.
Oh, what am I doing?
You can tap the artifacts.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So the problem is that we have 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So,
that's what I'm thinking about. Like we just need to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's cast.
So just attack him.
Okay. Oh, like we just need to attack, right? We have enough?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So let's go to combat. Okay.
Hooray.
We're going to game 3. What's the only change here? I guess we can remove. Actually, no. That Chain of Vapor actually turned out okay, right?
Yeah. Now that I'm rethinking our strategy now that we know he has null rods in his deck.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think we maybe want 1 Hurkyl's Recall.
Okay.
And let's see, we're on the draw now, so Pyroblast is only okay against him.
Do you want to just try this?
Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, we got 60 now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we want a second Hurkyl's over the 1 Pyroblast, but he definitely has a Nar. We need to be able to kill the Narset.
Yeah. So I think 2 Power Blasts is actually good.
Well, Jay, I'm thinking though, like we definitely need 1, but I think having the Hurkyl's as a bullet for the null rod is reasonable.
Yeah.
I think 1 and 1 is pretty good here.
Okay, let's go with it. They're only going to have 1 Narset, right? This is vintage.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, do we keep this or not?
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Okay, let's mulligan. Okay, I think we're going to have to keep this. It's not perfect, but we're going to keep, and we're going to just bin an Underground Sea.
Yeah, that's cool. It could be worse.
Yeah.
Not that much worse, but it could be worse.
Well, it's definitely a learning for me, so. All right, let's see here.
Fortunately, we haven't had like the broken hands, and I think against him, a broken hand would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what do we do here? Do we just pass up, or do we preordain?
Definitely need to preordain.
Okay.
Um, in general, I would have played the land before the mana crypt, so he couldn't daze the mana crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, but
never
no,
mind.
he doesn't have an island.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
I'll pretend that I was smart and I thought about that.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really good actually, but we want to play around discard, right? Unless we care about Force of Willing. So I think we actually we basically draw the Mox Pearl, right?
No, let's see.
We want some protection, maybe, right? So maybe bottom, top, draw the Tinker.
Bottom the pearl, draw the tinker.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how we could go for it here.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should.
Demonic. They're playing demonic.
So that he names it and does what? Puts it.
Well,
in
it's not
the
hasn't
top?
resolved yet, so
But like top library. Okay.
okay. I think we let this resolve, and we have to counter like the follow up, whatever it is, right?
Okay. Maybe we should have gone for the tinker. That's like one of those learning things. I don't know.
Oh yeah. You mean right away with the Lotus?
Sucks because we lose to. Maybe I mean they definitely run Force of Will, right?
They definitely do. Yes.
What did he
Okay.
name?
Yeah. I guess I'm not 100% sure. Like, I guess there's an argument for like you just go for it because if they only have discard, then they can't hurt you.
What did he name? Null Rod or something?
Oh man, what did they do? Polluted Delta. So they found it.
We don't have much time.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Hopefully we draw a blue card.
I think I'm just gonna try to play it out as fast as I can. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to
Play the Mox and the land.
this taps for. I guess we just tinker
Because
now.
wait. Play land. Because
Okay.
you can hard cast Force if you have to.
Okay.
Tinker stacking the mana crypt. See what I mean? Like we could hard cast
Right.
Force for 5.
We could protect it a little bit from their force or from a Flusterstorm.
Unfortunately, like playing Mox isn't that great against Flusterstorm because it just adds to another storm. It's another copy.
Right.
But
Brainstorm? I think it's fine, right? They're doing it off the island.
this is going to be tough if this resolves to win.
Yeah, in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
That's fine.
So let's not overthink it. And my thing is lagging.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, if we do resolve this and you get Bolas' Citadel, best way to win is going to be probably Mentor Time Walk.
Okay.
Any sort of graveyard shenanigans with Brainstorm is going to be too hard
Okay.
to resolve.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, give Bolas Citadel.
I think we have to. We can't misstep, so we're gonna have to shuffle. Paradoxical Outcome. I guess we.
Yeah, so tap the green.
Yeah, I
and
did.
then pay for it a P.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we actually just need 14 Storm to.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to preordain.
Oh no! All right.
What?
Oh no.
PO again.
I think that's
You
fine.
misstepping?
Yeah, he's misstepping.
Okay, that's fine.
PO again.
PO on top of the deck. Actually, if we had more time, we'd probably force it, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at this point, we're going to try to brain freeze because that's the only way we can kill him quickly, and we need 14 Storm to do that. You can just Pyroblast his land.
No, it's no longer on top. The Tundra's on top, unfortunately. So what do we do here? We're gonna outcome Paradox. Yeah.
Crack Lotus for Vamp Tutor.
Oh no.
Oh no. Can you undo it?
I can't.
Just undo.
I can't undo it.
Undo Lotus?
No. Not that I know of. Oh, I could.
Yeah,
okay, never mind.
Control-Z. Yeah. Now do black.
Yeah.
Vamp.
Okay, I'm doing Vamp. For Brain Freeze? Okay.
Yeah. Brain Freeze your opponent. All of copies. If he has a, whatchamacallit counter, make sure you force, so don't let it auto yield.
That's fine. All right, let's pass.
Yeah.
Oh, 13 seconds left, Wilson. We did it. We did it.
Good job.
For the archives, baby. For the archives. James and Wilson, first time playing PO on Magic Online. Win with 13 seconds on the clock. Feels good.
Yeah, it was just pretty intense. I think that like if we have more time, you can always recall your opponent and make them. There's a bunch we could, but it was pretty cool. It was neat that like in game one we played to our outs until we maybe made the wrong decision on what we forced because he had 2 Thasses. I think if we forced Demonic Consultation, we have a game there. But in general, it was a good example of like play to your low percentage outs and just try to make the right decisions. And we actually maybe lost because of one wrong decision we made in that game, which was interesting.
Right. Yeah.
But no, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm already learning by testing because I haven't been able to play against Doomsday.
Yeah.
So knowing that they board in Null Rod and stuff is helpful.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a sample size of 1, but, probably this is something that you would expect to see at some point in future matches, for sure. Yeah. Did you feel like Lavinia would have been useful in that matchup?
Probably not. I know I talked out loud by like sort of considering it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it does enough though. It slows them down in that they can only combo minimum turn 3,
Yeah.
But we have so many other things going on, and the fact that they have Null Rod is a really big problem. In general, I don't think you can afford to board in Lavinia if you expect Null Rod because we need to use slots dealing with that,
Right. Yeah, this is one of those decks that's likely easier to play on paper just because you're not sweating with 25 minutes on the clock.
Right. And like we put all of our mentor monk tokens and all of our brain freeze,
Yeah.
copies and everything.
Oh, it's nice. Okay, win the die roll. That's always good. So let's see here. What do you think?
Let's see. Okay. Preordain. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, right?
So
I think we keep it. And we just Valk Preordain?
Yeah, let's think about that. I think we Valk Preordain. Because the thing is, if we hit we want to start hitting artifact mana here for like a pretty explosive turn 2 balance with Pyroblast backup, I think is going to be our best play. So like hopefully we'll, like I said, hit artifact mana.
Yep.
Our opponent has an interesting name.
Yeah, Wuhan. Gataxian Probe and Time Walk. Do we just draw into Probe and pass the turn, or?
Yeah, let's think here. So, Time Walk isn't really that good. It's like Explore right now.
Yeah.
Bottom it. And
just get the Probe right. Probe them now. Okay, just see what else we get.
Because if we couple things that we could hit, like if we hit a.
Oh, we see Dredge. All right. Well, then this game might not really matter. Game 1. And they're playing Force of Will, Mindbreak Trap. This is insane. And the Hollow one. Oh, and we draw into our Force of Will. Well, so there's nothing we can do. Yeah, nothing we can do. We got to pass a turn. So let's see what they go for.
I mean, I wouldn't overestimate their deck game 1 against PO because like we're in an okay spot.
Yeah, here. we can combo.
It's going to be what's annoying is if they have too much disruption, and right now at least they don't have Unmask. They have 3 draws to get Unmask, but I think they only play 2 main.
Hollow one. Do we counter this?
I don't think we can afford to counter Hollow one.
Okay.
The interesting thing is we could always balance if we have to.
Yeah, we can. In fact, we might set up for that soon. So we'll just let the second one resolve too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully we get a land.
Oh, we've got a Mox Rubies, which is
better.
All right, let's play it. Balance, do we nuke our artifacts? We don't, right?
You do not nuke artifacts, which is...
Okay, so the question is, do we balance now? Because we can balance with force backup.
Definitely. So what they're going to do is, this is basically, they just sack their 2 creatures, and that's awesome. Because they're going, well, so we may have to discard a card because they're going to force pitching a card. So knowing that, we actually may want to...
Wait a turn, maybe? Or...
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to want to force back pitching Brain Freeze. I'm just thinking Power Blast, because then we might just have to. Okay, so we definitely want to balance for sure. I'm just thinking what happens after.
Yeah, let's just wait for them to respond. Yeah.
Because if they force, they're going to go down to 2 cards in hand, and we just have to remember that when balance resolves, if we Power Blast, then we would have to. They pitch Probe, but that means that they are keeping their
Mind Break. Yeah, so the Mind Break is live, which means we need power. We can Power Blast their Mind Break though. That's fine.
Well, wait. So, Mind Break is how many spells do you have to cast?
Sorry, 1 second.
It says if an opponent casts 3 more spells than we have. Yeah, so. I think James stepped away for a second. So what I'm thinking here is Force of Will pitching Brain Freeze, and then because we cast the Mox Ruby this turn.
Okay, I'm back. So what do we do here?
Okay, so because we cast the Mox, they are going to be able to Mind Break. So what we're going to do is Force pitch Brain Freeze, and then Pyroblast.
Their Mind Break Trap, sure.
We force pitch Brain Freeze first on the off chance they let it resolve because we don't want to pitch a card.
Oh, they have exactly Bazaar and Mind Break Trap. Sure, I got it. Oh, so they're gonna let it resolve. That's fine, right? Which is good for us.
Well, now you have to pass priority, so let's see if.
Well, I mean, we're not doing anything right now with our Power Blaster. We let our balance resolve, right?
Yeah, I'll let the balance resolve. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying you have priority, so they can still Mind Break here.
Okay. Slightly downsized.
That's fine.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we're in trouble because they have 2 Bazaars.
Which means they can activate it twice. Yeah.
They have a Brave Troll now. Yeah, I think we're dead.
Yep. Hey, well, it's just Dredge doing Dredge things. Oh, they're not legendary? Okay. I don't play against this card much. Yeah.
We actually, I mean, we had a pretty good game plan. Jeez.
Do we just scoop now?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Because if we draw a Mox,
Yeah, then we could be in it.
do they have any?
Oh, they're
therapy?
they're Cabal therapying us now, so there's nothing we can do
They don't
about
know
it.
our hand.
Yeah, well, they're gonna wipe at least another one of these cards, which is the Paradoxical.
Well, they don't know our hand yet, right?
Oh, they know now.
Right, but they do. They
Oh,
have a
I
second
see.
one?
I see what you mean. It's exiled now. Yeah,
Do they have a second one in their graveyard, or
they do. Yeah, they have one now.
okay.
And there's nothing we can do about it. So let's
Yeah.
just see which one they take. Okay, they take
So
the
now
PO.
we have to draw either Tinker or one of the draw sevens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the double bizarre hands are brutal. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's like if we had one more turn, generally if they have one bizarre, we could usually get another turn, which is
Okay.
sometimes just
Yeah, we're dead. Like Paradoxical, we're not. Yeah, we're dead. So let's
Yep.
scoop. That's okay. Dredge doing Dredge things. Okay, so let's figure out what we're gonna do. So we're definitely bringing in these cards. So Containment Priest, Tabernacle, Crypt. Actually no, it was just these three cards there for specifically for Dredge. Anything else you want to sideboard in, Wilson?
Yeah, so they have forces, force of negations, mind break traps, and they probably board in the force of vigors against PO, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to board in Lavinias and defense grids.
Is the Blightsteel Colossus worth bringing in? Probably not, right? That's our plan B. So
I would not bring it in. They have way too many
do
stuff.
we want to play a second Pyroblast? Probably not, I would think. Might be watering our deck down a little.
Yeah, let's think about what we need to board out. So board out balance, even though
Yeah, it's very
Um,
situational. I get it. Yeah, you're dead by then, so they can regroup.
I would board out. Let's see, Hercule's Recall.
Hercule's Recall, Chain of Vapor, probably right. I don't think they're doing anything
Probably,
to.
even though they may have Ley Line of Sanctities, but I think you should still board it out because
Mhm.
we could win without that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 64 cards.
We don't have the luxury of like just spinning our top, but I guess no, we do because that's our combo. That's our combo.
Let's board out Pyroblast.
Board out Power Blast. Okay.
Yeah, board out Wheel of Fortune for sure because they could draw they can dredge a bunch.
What about Force of Wills?
I think Force of Will is good.
Okay.
I would maybe board out Narset for being too slow.
Okay, we could also consider boarding out a land, right? Like an island, maybe.
Sure, let's board out an island.
Okay, so we're at 60 now.
Cool.
All right.
So it's worth considering. Like if they board in Ley Line of Sanctities, maybe for the next game we can board out the Brain Freeze combo.
This is a really good hand, though. I mean, we don't like the Citadel, but we have a Tabernacle in hand.
Yeah, this is great.
This is great. We could turn one Mox preordain first, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there a case to not preordain first turn and just no, right? Because we actually want to find things other than Tabernacle.
We forgot to board out the misstep, James. I think.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
we forgot. That's fine. Okay, so what do we
I
do
would
here?
Preordain off this.
Okay.
Preordain off the Sapphire.
Got it. There's our misstep. We're gonna bottom the misstep, right? Or do we want the blue?
Let's think.
We can pitch
We
Lavinia.
need the land.
We need the land, and we bottom this step, basically.
Yeah, actually, no, we don't need the land because not white. Never mind. The bottom, both of them.
Yeah.
Right, because we need a
Right.
white land to cast. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play the Mox Jet. Do we just play out the Tabernacle this turn?
I don't think that we need to do that.
We just keep it for surprise value, right? So basically, we just
Yeah,
play
because
the Mox and pass.
I think we play the Mox because we don't want to give them enough spells for Mindbreak Trap on future turn,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and hold the Tabernacle so that they can go in on Hollow One.
Okay. Yeah, and then we have force for something. Okay, I like this. We're drawing fresh off the top, so I like our chances here.
It is sort of interesting. We don't have action yet, but the deck is full of action. So,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point, a fetch land is action because we get to Lavinia.
Sure. It's just scary playing against Dredge in Vintage. Like, at least when you're playing against Dredge in Legacy, there are some games where you could actually race them, even in game one, but this doesn't seem like it's happening here in this format. Oh, that's unfortunate. We draw another Force of Will. We don't have a white source.
That's pretty annoying.
I think we just pass the turn, right? We still do not play the Tabernacle.
Yeah, I'll just pass the turn.
Okay. I mean, they have an Icarid, sure. That's like, okay. We'll get hit once. Oh, they're doing a Bazaar with Icarid on the stack.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't have... Okay, we're seeing Force of Vigor, Leyline of Sanctity.
Okay, so now that he has... So he probably boarded out the... We'll see. I'm thinking that... I can find out soon if they boarded out Hollow Ones. Generally, you don't board out Hollow Ones.
No, I'm seeing Hollow One. Hollow One is here. Yeah, we see the first one.
Unfortunately, this is getting out of hand too quickly. Like, we're not getting like the action hands we need against them.
Yeah, this is just getting out of hand.
And we're sort of past the Lavinia stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, you want like a Lavinia or counter magic.
So let's see here. What do we merchant scroll here?
Let's think. So
Don't say, oh no, it's only for blue. I was like, don't merchant scroll for Vampiric Tutor. That would be pretty lame.
Probably need to get a recall.
Like Ancestral?
Yeah.
Is there nothing else that we can...
The other one is PO, but we don't have the land to cast it. And if we don't draw the land next turn, we can just recall.
Okay, so we're just gonna recall. We're just gonna merchant scroll now for recall, and we're gonna put down the Tabernacle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, oh no, we can't tinker because the Citadel is in the hand. Yeah.
Also, merchant scroll only gets
Oh, that's right, instant.
an instant. However, you could always get like mystical and then mystical on upkeep for...
Do we want that?
Something. No, because we only have two mana, unfortunately.
Okay. So let's get this. Let's play this, and then we have to pass the turn.
Yeah. It's annoying because if we did have extra mana, obviously we can do a lot more here.
Yep.
But
doesn't matter what format, mana helps.
Yeah. So the unfortunate thing is...
I know, they're stacking it in a way that they can still get their army out, right?
Well, he's going to have... Most of this doesn't matter except for the fact that they have so many Icarids,
Right. Yeah, they're still getting in for 9 and whatnot.
So we're going to be dead on the following turn.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is the recall allows us to potentially find another graveyard hate or kill them.
Yep.
I'm seeing where we should probably have, I know this is like biased because of the situation right now, but if you have one more graveyard hate here in the deck, that does a lot for us, I think.
Just probability to draw it, you mean?
Yeah. And particularly if it's something like a Ravenous Trap, maybe, because you can mystical for Ravenous Trap. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we would need something. We would need like Tormod's Crypt or something, right? Off the top.
So that's the only therapy, right? Don't let it resolve.
Don't let it resolve? Oh, jeez.
Because he knows we have a resolve.
Oh, no. I let it resolve. It's my bad.
That's okay. It's just, it's lagging a tiny bit for me, so I can't like jump in, you know?
Yeah.
That's okay. To be fair,
it's my bad. Like I just passed too many times because of all the triggers. Yeah.
Well, it didn't even matter because they were drawing another. You know, they have all these bazaars, so they can draw their whole deck here, and they have more. You know, more therapies.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. In fact, I just let it resolve again, and because they're taking Force of Will.
The unfortunate thing is they probably have interact. Let me think. Yeah, they probably have interaction. No, they've probably dredged enough where they don't have interaction.
They could even dredge return right now if they wanted to. It's in the yard.
Yeah.
I love this. Vampiric Tutor. What's the play here?
Dead.
Just dead, right?
Die. Yeah.
All right. Enter Scoop Phase.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Any thoughts about this matchup?
Well, we just had very controlling hands against a deck that is very fast. So, like, we made it to turn 3 or 4 both times. I guess we made it turn 3 the first time.
Yeah.
And then this was turn, 3 or 4?
Yeah, this was, let's take a look here. It was turn 4.
And they had double Bazaar hands.
Both games, yes.
Both times. And I know that happens a decent amount, but I'm not trying to just say, like, how unlucky are we? But it's just like PO can generally win, you know.
Yeah, can win in the first 3 turns. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we had found the white source, or I mean, there's a million of them, like the game would have been very different too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We are on the draw. What say ye? This looks like it's probably a keep. We've got top. It could be a little weak. There's no counter magic. What do you think?
We're on the draw.
Yeah.
Balance helps us get back into the game with a couple artifacts. Well, I think this is pretty good. We've got all this. We've got the right amount of mana, action, manipulation. Yeah, we don't have counter magic. I think I would still keep this.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, the top is real nice. Okay, that's nice.
The best thing for us. Yeah.
It's also the best possible draw, perhaps. Force of Will. So let's see. What's the play here? You want to play the artifacts out first, right? So play the Mox.
Yeah,
No.
play the Mox.
Play the Mox.
Yeah.
And then we play the Academy. Play the
Well, let's
Island.
think about it. I think that they could daze the top here, which is annoying, but I think that yeah, let's play the Academy first.
Yeah, they could daze or misstep.
I was thinking they'd be more likely to if they saw the Academy. However, I think that they're going to misstep.
Oh,
that
they're
regardless.
actually force of willing this. Pitching dig through time.
Okay.
So that's interesting. That's interesting. Do we actually fight over this, right? There's definitely a case.
I wouldn't.
You would not.
I would not, because our deck has so much action.
Right.
And
they're behind
our
now.
Academy is making one. They're behind. We could just draw a fetch land to be able to mentor with a force, and that's really, really good.
Unless they're playing some really strange deck that has basic island and wasteland. We'll see.
Well, hey, no, I mean, I think that could certainly be the case. However, we have Volcanic Island, and if they're on a wasteland plan, then fine.
Merchant Scroll. They just play Merchant Scroll. I think we're okay with this, right? Yeah, we just let it resolve.
I'm guessing they're going to get a recall, ancestral recall. But
yeah. Yeah, Mentor is very nice just to drop it, especially against decks that don't run Abrupt Decay.
Yep.
Oh, Force of Will. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah. Like, what are they on? Okay, let's see here. We can generate 3 mana.
Unfortunately, it's none of the colors.
Exactly, yeah. We just have to Volk Pass, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Yawgmoth's Will is one of the worst draws, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. But live by the one of, die by the one of.
There you go.
Oh, Black Lotus. I don't think we can fight over this, especially knowing they have a Force of Will. Yeah, we just have to. Oh, it's Oath.
Well, that's not good for us.
Sneak attack? No, wrong format. Dak Faden. Well, they only have force and some other unknown cards, so do we just try to force this?
We have to try that, because them taking the Mox is too good.
Okay. Oh, the Flusterstorm. Let's see.
We got Flusterstormed?
Yeah, we got Flusterstorm.
Okay.
So we're not able to pay because the storm count is at 4.
Just make sure you tap the Emerald if they target it.
Mm-hmm. You mean just to get the mana?
Just so that they can't get the mana this turn off of it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just a Force of Will enhance. It doesn't matter, I guess.
Well, that is a pro play.
Well,
oh, they're passing.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
In general, I guess if we had forced their force on the top, we would have a better shot, but we wouldn't know that how this all played out.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can't do anything. We have to pass, yeah. We have 1 mana.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. It's still the right play because it's one of those things that without knowing what they're on or what their hand texture is, you have to make the high probability, high percentage play.
Yeah, and we had a force that we could So. Actually, they had the Flusterstorm up, right? So
they had the Flusterstorm up, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they still just have a Force of Will in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't cast it.
Okay, that's unfortunate. We have to pass. I know.
That's so terrible.
I mean, we only have 1 million mana sources. We just can't seem to draw them. Just variance, my
Man,
friend.
that was our chance too.
I know. I can already tell that you're way more competitive than I am. I'm just like, oh, let's just play vintage with PO for the first time. I mean, I want to win too, but it's just like sometimes when the cards draws don't come. I mean, there's nothing we can do. So, oh man, did we just scoop?
What do we draw? I'm second
Just-
behind you. No, I'd keep playing.
Okay, just see what they have. Just see what they have.
Because if you draw a land,
Right. The emblem is pretty scary though.
They're pretty far from that.
Okay, here's the oath. Not a land. Okay, well, we're passing. We drew a mystical tutor. Okay.
Lol. Okay, I would skip at this point
Okay.
because they're gonna make a creature.
Yeah, they're gonna make a creature and get Gristlebrander and visit out. All right, what?
That was so brutal.
I know. Okay, I think the Power Blast is coming in. I mean, this is one of those decks, right?
Yeah.
Lavinia Defense Grid.
Oh, they had Ancient Grudge in their graveyard too.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't mean we don't play Defense Grid if we want to, right?
I would. So definitely want Containment Priest here because it stops oath.
Stops
I think
their.
we need to.
Yeah.
We don't need to board too much.
We don't, because we're supposed to be a
fast.
faster deck. If our draws line up, we're faster, right?
Generally, balance goes out.
Okay.
Oracle's recall goes out.
Yeah. I think we have 60 now. Yeah.
Do they play a bunch of? Well, let's maybe board in Flusterstorm. Do they play a bunch of null rods?
I do not know.
I would maybe board out.
Chain of Vapor is nice just as a general catch-all thing, right?
Yeah, I think we need to keep it just in case they have the null rods.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe board out Time Twister because they have so many Fire Blasts and stuff.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune is actually fine, right? Because it's just a combo with Narset. Yeah.
Yeah, and better Time Twister here because they have 4 Pyroblast generally, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is looking fine. We brought in Pyroblast, Containment Priest, Flusterstorm, and
Defense Grid is pretty good in this type of matchup in general. I wish that we could maybe try it out. But...
we could try it out, right? Just make them have it. So if we do bring one in, we got a minute left on the sideboard clock, but what do we take out if we bring in a Defense Grid? We can try one Defense Grid.
Maybe the wheel.
Okay. And Lavinia is no good, right? Lavinia could be. Okay, so I think let's just try this. One Defense Grid.
Yeah, because they have 4 Power Blasts.
Yeah.
This is good. Yeah, I'm liking cutting one of the Defense Grids moving forward for another graveyard hate.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. We are keeping this, right? Because we can turn one Narset.
Oh yeah.
So we are keeping. It's time to unleash the power of the Black Lotus.
Man, if that were a fetch.
I know. Pyroblast backup? Yeah, that's insane. Okay, so we Narset now, right? I don't think there's any debate here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just Narset.
Sure. Force pitching what? Merchant Scroll?
So what did they do?
They forced pitching Brainstorm.
Okay. Yeah, I think we do Merchant Scroll. The reason being is they have all these Pyroblasts, so they may untap and Pyroblast Narset, and we won't be able to.
You're right. Oh, Defense Grid or a Paradoxical Outcome? What do we want to get with Narset here? I think defense grid, right? We're
Yeah, I think that,
so far away from. I mean,
yeah. Let's do that.
well, we're trading in cards for tempo. Pyroblasting, sure. Let's. They have a force of will. Okay, they did. Yeah, they forced a will pitching Narset, and now they've blasted our Narset.
Okay, well, we're in trouble here considering they have a 1-card 2-mana combo kill.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Man, if that island were a fetch,
I know. Yeah. Let's see. What do we do here? They're not playing. They're not running discard. So, but we have to basically just keep. We basically have to keep this pile. We're gonna ancestral next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would put.
Yeah, we're gonna play the Flood Strand. What?
What's that?
Oh yeah. We're definitely keeping the Academy on the bottom. We're gonna shuffle that away next turn. We're gonna pat. Oh no! I don't want to turn off auto yields. I am making sure that I get in for one.
Get in.
17 more turns, it will all be over.
Oh yay. Okay, this is actually pretty nice. So fetch for the Valk before you ancestral because we don't want to draw the.
Absolutely, we don't want to draw that thing right now. Yeah. Okay, let's ancestral.
This is pretty fun. We can really get back in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's nice. So we could actually defense grid this turn. Do we want to?
Well, now I don't think that we want to.
Right, we want to hold up the Pyroblast. Yeah.
And I would not play the Jet, actually.
Oh, really? Just don't signal anything, right?
Well, because they might Dak Faden. And
yeah.
Dak Faden stealing the Jet is
no, good. But we can blast the Dak Faden, right? Because they would have to tap out next turn for that.
Well, but they would have 1 card in hand. They have not misstepped yet.
Oh, that's true. Land. Okay. Yeah, there's no need to play out Demox. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you have lands you can play for free at any time, it's a good thing.
It's a good learning experience because here we have.
Yeah, because we got wrecked by Mr. Faden.
Right.
Time Walk. Do we fight over this?
I think we blast it because we only have 1 red mana.
Yeah.
And I actually just want to cash this in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Time Walk's a very interesting card. It's like one of these cards that before you play with it, you're like, this card is amazing. But then sometimes it really just serves as a, being a decent cantrip is fine too. But it's like, it's not as overpowering as I expected.
That's right. Okay, so here we can jet top. And that's pretty good.
Jet top and defense grid, right? Oh, let's play out the top first. Yeah. Actually, no. We want to spin top. So let's just do this.
Yeah.
And because we're spikes, we're gonna get in for 1. We're gonna make sure we get in for 1.
It's always worth considering if you top on your own turn, but I don't think that does anything for us. So I would just top and turn off the jet.
I think we basically just time walk, right?
I haven't seen the cards yet.
So,
okay.
It's PO, time walk, Yogg will.
Let's think. So PO. Yeah, just take the time walk and draw. Oh wait. We have Black Lotus in our graveyard?
Yes we do.
So maybe
we just tap out for Black Lotus next turn? Or we can still time walk and then Black Lotus, right? And then Yogg will. Just to go 1 card deeper.
PO on the bottom, Yogg will in the middle, time walk on the top. Right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Because Time Walk will be in our
Sure.
graveyard for the Yogg Will. That'll be great.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna time walk now.
And you can top too before
Yep.
taking your next turn.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'm gonna get in for one, man. I'm all about that getting in for one.
So yeah, just make sure you top before you pass turn. And then what's cool here is because, man, this is such a good.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah. Well, getting Mana Crypt on top is nice too. If we wanted to, we could actually like draw one with top two.
So I would
Next turn.
Because of potential Flusterstorm.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough though because they also have 3 mana up. So
Yeah.
the defense grid.
We could play. Oh, we could play defense grid next turn and just wait a turn, right, before Yogg Will.
Well, but then
Like they're not putting any pressure on us.
Why don't we just PO?
Just PO next turn.
Yeah. So do Yogg Will on the bottom, draw the crypt. Let me think. But then you only PO for 2 instead of 3. Because we wouldn't have the top in play.
I think we could.
Really don't want to lose the Yogg Will to a fluster.
Yeah. We could keep the PO to pitch to force.
Well, they've had 2 forces, right?
Yeah, they had 2 forces. So they already pitched Narset. They already pitched Brainstorm.
Let's go for a Yogg. Let's just go for the Yogg Will. So I would do PO on the bottom because we can always like PO as a follow up to all this.
Okay, so PO mana. We're gonna draw Yogg Mill next turn, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna draw Yogg Will and then also probably draw the Mana Crypt so that we can.
difference. Sure. Yeah, I understand. We're gonna tap the top to do that. That's fine.
On our next turn.
Yeah. Okay, so let's we draw. I don't think they're gonna have days, but we're gonna draw a card with top. Okay, we're gonna play the Blood Crypt. We're gonna play the Mana Crypt.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna play
defense. I'll play defense grid.
Oh, play defense grid first, of course.
Because that's gonna protect us against fluster.
Okay, so we're gonna play defense grid. Okay, yeah. Just making sure. Checking that mana twice.
Obviously, they could still force here, but this is. This helps us against Fluster and Pyroblast for the stuff in our graveyard. So.
Okay, it resolved. So now we're gonna play Black Lotus.
And fetch land.
We're gonna play fetch land. We're gonna. What are we doing here? Are we ancestral?
Well, the thing is first.
Right.
So, because do we want to draw?
Oh, could we repeat Black Lotus with Yogg Will? Is that how it works?
No, because it gets exiled.
Okay.
Anything that goes in the graveyard now gets exiled.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe probably fetch and just ancestral here.
Okay. I think we get. It doesn't really matter. Let's get another volcanic, and we're gonna ancestral. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so let's cast the Mox Pearl. Let's see, what else do we want to do here? I think we have to crack the Lotus to get some other fun stuff, right? So the question is, let's think about it for a second. Do we Narset, do we Ponder, or do we Time Walk? Or Ponder, Time Walk, or Narset, basically.
Yeah, I would start by pondering.
Okay, so I'm going to crack the Black Lotus for 3 blue.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so there's Bullis Citadel, Preordain, and Underground Sea. It's probably a shuffle, right?
Yeah, let's shuffle that.
Okay, Vampiric Tutor. That's kind of nice. Even if we don't do something with it this turn. We still have 2 blue mana, so we're gonna time walk, right?
Let's
We're gonna time walk, and then we can vampiric next turn on our upkeep.
and also play the top.
Yeah, we're gonna play the top now.
Yeah, top and time walk is cool.
Yeah. Okay, time walk resolved. Obviously, Narset. Unfortunately, we can't play that, so we're just gonna pass a turn.
Yep.
Oh no, we're gonna attack for 1. That's very important. Okay, upkeep.
So,
Well, we're gonna
I think
do the heads or tails thing.
Bolus.
What are we doing? We're vamp tutoring now, right?
Yeah, it's a little awkward because we're only going to be at 10 life. But I'm trying to think, should we get?
Do we tutor for Tinker?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Do we get Tinker or do we get I mean, Mentor? No, we've already time walked. Do we have Storm count? Oh yeah, it's just the new turn. So yeah,
yes.
let's get Vampiric for Tinker.
What are we sacking to Tinker? Mox Pro?
Let's see. There's an argument to be made for sacking the
defense grid.
Yeah.
Because we have Pyroblast and Force backup, right?
Well, but they could.
What does this tap for? 2? Okay, so we're tapping this.
We've been playing around Fluster this whole time.
Mm-hmm. But
I guess we're just going to win anyways. So let's just keep defense grid. Let's sack the Mana Crypt.
Okay.
Because we have the top, so we can like.
Oh, this is great. We just saw the probe. So we probed them. They have Mox Sapphire and Veil of Summer. Does Veil of Summer stop Brain Freeze?
But they can't cast it because we have defense grid.
Oh, that's right. Everything costs what, 3 more? Yeah, so they're effectively dead. I mean, they're naked. So let's see. What do we do here? We have Underground Sea on top. What?
Why didn't they cast that? That's strange. I mean, I guess we weren't doing anything broken at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Just play the Underground Sea from the top of the deck.
Sure. Underworld Breach. That's yeah.
What do you have?
Underworld Breach. Yeah, let's play it. We're at 6 life. 8 life after 6 after that. Or we should have top 2, so we could spin the top if we wanted to.
I would spin the top here to see what's going on.
Okay. We have Chain, Containment Priest, and Underworld Breach.
All
right, we got to play a little faster because we're at 9 minutes.
Jeez, what do we do here?
I think we breach.
What is your storm?
Storm is at 4. It doesn't matter because Underworld Breach will at least allow us to like get these cards off the top, right? And we already played a land, so I think we have to breach.
Okay. Or yeah, I mean, we could just try to kill them by like finding a mentor and a containment priest. So like.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, I just put breach on top. I'll just play it.
That's cool. Yeah.
Okay, so everything has. So what are we doing now? We can put a mentor on top.
Oh, you tap the pearl.
I tapped the pearl. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
That doesn't matter because we have chain of vapor. So it's like.
Yeah, we could bounce around. Yeah.
Bounce. So tap a bunch of mana.
Mm-hmm. Let's just tap. I'm tapping. Let's tap for blue. Let's tap for red. We could just tap everything. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's just tap everything. Okay, I'm going to play this. And then I'm going to return Sol Ring to... return this to hand. And then I'm going to sack... I can sack an island, right? Yeah, I can sack an island.
Yeah, you can return all this stuff.
Yeah, and then I'm returning what? This back. I can return... Oh, I'm so bad at playing this.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's just
Sorry, it's just lagging, so I'm just sort of
yeah,
looking through some of the
that's
stuff.
fine. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice the
So the
land.
storm count seems that, I mean, we could just kill them because you can vampiric tutor for brain freeze.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I got this.
Yeah.
Uh, they're tapping Forbidden
So
Orchard for mana. I guess it doesn't. What are they doing here?
don't know.
Okay, they're giving me
They're
a.
not going to be able.
Yeah, they're just giving me a creature just because it's fun. Sure, let's sacrifice a land. Actually, I don't need to copy anymore. What am I doing?
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm back to
So
my main phase. So I'm gonna. I can Vampiric Tutor now.
don't play
Let's
the
play.
shenanigans, yeah, because we're
Okay,
now we're low on life. So
right now we're
you
gonna
need
play.
to
Oh, we need.
vampiric
Yeah, don't
tutor.
Vampiric Tutor now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
let's.
fetch or anything.
Okay, I'm spinning top. I'm spinning top
No, okay, that's fine. You can spend time.
because Vampiric Tutor is
We're
on.
running out of time, but
Yeah,
like, so what you need to do is vampiric tutor for brain freeze.
but where's my Vampiric Tutor? I. Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
graveyard.
Okay,
That's
okay.
on the
So
world
what
bench.
am I doing here? It doesn't. I don't really care here.
Actually, you
Um,
can just mystical tutor if you just want to do that from the top instead of vampiric.
okay. So I'm doing that, and then what am I doing? I'm getting Demonic Tutor,
Getting brain freeze.
a Brain Freeze. Okay,
Yeah, just get brain freeze.
and then I just play it now. What am I? Storm 7. Uh,
So
okay.
you
I'll
brain
play some.
freeze.
I'll play some more. I'll just play some more artifacts because
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Just because I'm.
You just want to make sure you have enough blue mana to play it again from the graveyard.
Oh,
So
okay. Oh,
play all the
I got
artifacts.
you. I got you. Yeah. Okay.
So and then brain freeze them and then brain freeze them
Yep.
again.
I got it. I keep forgetting I can flash it back. Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty exciting, except for now we're gonna have to deal with some time issues in our next
Right.
one. Sort of what we signed up for, though, with
Exactly.
brain. So how many cards now? Wait. What happened?
No.
Oh,
I'm
they had
buying it
Gaia's
back.
blessing. Dude. Stop. They have
Oh,
Gaia's blessing.
I already played it. Oh, jeez.
But we're not going to win because
All right, my bad.
that's all right. Okay, so shuffle your graveyard into your library.
Uh huh.
Uh, so
Did we just scoop and try to win game 3? Oh no, they won the first game. Never mind. Okay, so what do we do here? How else did we win here? We still have Vampiric Tutor.
yeah, but you're at 2 life.
Yeah. We have Mystical Tutor. That also costs life.
You have no blue mana.
Yeah. We
Yeah, I think with this.
okay.
Attack him. Just attack him.
Yeah, let's attack him. Oh my goodness. I just the one thing I wanted to do.
All right. Well, this is exciting.
Yeah.
It's hard because I'm like maybe 1.5 seconds lag, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I can't say fast enough. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And I can't
guys.
cast this, so I have to top. Yeah. Oh, does that do 2 damage? No. Okay. Well, it's a learning experience, so let's top.
It's just unfortunate because we're so low on time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, let's just play as if we're trying to win. Forget the time. Let's just see what we're supposed to do here. Mana Vault, Mox Sapphire, Paradoxical Outcome.
okay, just draw like the expensive one, and then play the Mock Sapphire off the top of the deck. You know what I mean? So like you'll draw the mana vault is fine or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I went to combat, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna cast this. I'm gonna cast this, and then I'm gonna.
Well, the interesting thing is, like, this is having not played against Oath in years. It's good to be reminded that they have Gaia's Blessing in their deck.
Right. Okay, so now I'm gonna tap all this fun stuff.
Oh, you played the mana vault for a life.
What's that?
And it's fine. Let's see. So yeah, we'll draw all the cards. Just don't.
Yeah, don't return those two. Yeah. Our first paradoxical outcome.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Well, this will inform our sideboarding to know that we don't need Brain Freeze against them.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I can't even navigate this.
Do you have Mentor?
We do not have Mentor, but we'll find out soon if we have Mentor.
I guess cast Preordain.
Sure.
Just don't cast all your stuff out until you have the Mentor. You know, so like, cast the Preordain off to try to find the Mentor first.
Sure. We don't have the Preordain. We don't have the Mentor, so what do we have to do here? We have to top. Oh, we don't do the white.
You can Demonic Tutor.
Oh, no, I'm at 1 life.
Well, but you can play the top and then top on top to draw the Demonic Tutor and then...
Okay, that's true.
Demonic Tutor for a minute.
Oh, and I just paid black, so I'm... No, that's not what I wanted.
What if I need to...
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So what do? We get a Monastery Mentor, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we have to get.
Okay.
We've already used our time walk, so you just try to make a bunch of monks and then pass the turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort of letting you do it because it'll be a moral victory if we can just
Sure.
lose the time.
Sure. It's not as bad as playing Food Chain. I was playing against a PO opponent who was like lightning fast. Looked like I was playing against AI or something.
Really?
Yeah. All right, what are we doing here? We're gonna... Well, it doesn't really matter. Let's just pass the turn.
Okay.
Sure.
Keep in mind that defense grid works for both players, so you cannot like...
Yeah, so I definitely just F6 on their turn because it doesn't matter. I love it. They're just giving us creatures. Oh, I should have countered their Veil Summer, but whatever.
You're at 1 life, so you can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's our upkeep. I love it. They're just like doing this so that we have to press 1.
Yeah, we were.
This is so cutthroat. This is like we're playing the Vintage Challenge right now.
You have exactly 11, so you can attack them without playing a spell.
Okay, we ran out of time. It was fun while it lasted.
No, I wanted to kill them.
I know. The moral victory, right? Okay. I don't think there's much to say about this other than the clock was our enemy, and the boneheaded move by me, not you, by me, was the Oath of Druids stuff, and we couldn't brain freeze them.
Well, I mean, I didn't think of it at first, but then like when we saw it the first time, we could still go off, continue going off, and it's
Yeah, we could have course corrected, sure.
In terms of like grave hate, I actually wonder if Pithing Needle is better than something like Ravenous Trap.
I think this is a keep, right? We're on the draw, but I believe this is a keep. We have Pyroblast, Volcanic Island, we have Misstep backup, and we can play top.
This is like the ideal on the draw hand, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of free counter magic and a way of digging.
Sphinx of Foresight, enter the reveal card zone. What is Sphinx of Foresight?
They get to scry 3.
Okay.
I was looking at lists the other day. I think that this is either Dredge. Is it Dredge or the HollowVine deck maybe, or the Vengevine deck?
Oh,
Sphinx of Foresight. All it does is let them scry 3 at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 4/4 flyer for 4. Yeah.
When I first started playing Magic Online, I had to use Gather a lot because they're just cards that were revealed that no idea what they did. Yeah, it's Dredge.
No. You should have forced that.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we are where we are.
I think
Yeah.
So they're counting on that Once Upon a Time for the Bazaar, which means that like there's a good chance that we.
Yeah, if we had stopped that, then they would have to naturally draw into it. Okay, Chalice of the Void for 0.
So now we're definitely forcing that.
Pitching Misstep, right?
Yep. Sorry, it's the slight lag that I wasn't able to react to the one.
No, that's totally me. I just sort of autopiloted there. I think I was still on that, like, I'm playing Legacy and they're playing Once Upon a Time. Sure, have it,
It's interesting, though, because it could end up working out better for us. I mean,
right. The misplay may turn out to be okay because now we are tagging their Chalice. And they're still thinking.
We'll have to see how this goes. But
they might force back. That might be something that they have. Or they might have a main deck Mind Break Trap.
Well, we haven't played 3 spells, right? And it's if your opponent plays 3 spells, I think. It's not if there are 3 spells.
I thought it was 3 spells total. I guess I could be wrong.
Is it 3? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's an opponent. Yeah, you're right. Misdirection. Wow. We can't do anything about that, so misdirection resolves, changes Force of Will to Force itself, right? I think that's what it...
Yeah, well, this is extremely unfortunate.
Yes, it is. All right. Volk.
Toppy top.
Yep. Do we upkeep top next turn?
Usually, I don't upkeep top as much in Vintage, but yes, I think now we do because there's so many terrible draws, and we want to find either the Chain of Vapor, Hercule's Recall, a tutor for it, or draw the fetch land and continue to keep our top in play.
Basically, we need to answer the chalice, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So their deck, for I guess since we are recording content for people to watch, my understanding of this deck is that they get a bunch of hollow ones in Vengevine and have Midnight and Basking Root Walla to get Vengevine out of the graveyard. However, that was sort of strange. I don't know why. This must mean that they have like more interaction in their hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're just gonna say go and just be in this state. We finally see our mana in this game. It's nice.
Pretty funny. So you will definitely need to top on upkeep again so that we don't draw.
Just to try to get that third card, whatever that is.
I wonder if they accidentally.
Are they casting Basking Root? Are we countering this?
No, it's just a 1/1.
Okay. Famous last words. Well, it could be worse. It could be Vengevines or something.
Well, so yeah, that's the point of Basking Root Walla in their deck is to cast the 2 creatures.
Right.
To get Vengevine back. But we're lucky that they just have an army of 1/1s right now.
Yeah.
To be fair, he could have drawn a hollow one. We might see second main
there's hollow one. So do we counter this?
I think we have to counter hollow one. Because we'll lose very quickly if we don't.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there was a case to be made for not. Oh, there's another one. Okay. I guess we would have had to counter the second one even if we let the first one resolve.
It's very rough. I can't see it yet.
Okay, well it was a Sol Ring, so we're getting the Sol Ring.
Okay.
Aye. Okay, we're passing the turn.
So we have Hercule's Recall will return the hollow one, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We need to play the Sol Ring, so don't top one upkeep.
Okay. Just spin top now, right?
Let me think about. Yeah, probably just spin it now. That's fine.
Mana Vault, Mox.
Jeez. So you're going to want to draw the vault and then have one draw on the following turn.
Oh, are we tapping top to just play it now?
No. Pass turn and then.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have one. We have 2 turns.
Yeah, so pass turn, get attack down to 2. Draw the mana vault for turn. Play it. Use a mana to top, and hopefully the third card down is, I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
A draw 7.
Mm-hmm.
He discarded Force of Vigor.
Yep.
It's probably not a good sign. That means probably has like some.
Do we top on upkeep? No.
No.
No, we know what it is. Yeah. Okay, so. Tinker.
Unfortunately, that doesn't really.
That doesn't help us. I think we're just dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
That's
Hunter.
sad.
What are we doing for game 2?
So the way the game played out, we would have definitely won if we countered the Once Upon a Time because he didn't have literally anything else. All he would have done would have been able is play the Chalice on 0 and would have like infinite turns to try to like find that tinker, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
that's...
not trying to like dig in.
Oh, no. It's good. It's good analysis. I totally get it. Yeah. So let's think about this. So are we just bringing in these 3 cards, or are we gonna bring in some other heat as well?
Harkle's Recall is interesting because it hits both Hollow One and it's awkward because they only have 1 Chalice in their deck.
Oh, is that how it is?
Because it's restricted.
Oh, okay.
So I would do board out
Chain of Vapor.
Pyroblast for sure.
Board out Mental Misstep, right? That's what you said?
Yeah, definitely board out Mental Misstep. We forgot to do that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is like actually decent against this version of the deck because he puts all these creatures in play. And
so maybe Blightsteel could come in as well?
I think Wheel of Fortune is bad because it lets them pitch all their cards and draw 7 new ones, but Time Twister is okay. I would not do Blightsteel. I think we should just try to win with Bola Citadel.
Okay, so we got 60 right here, so let's try this.
Do we have any Hercules Recalls in the deck?
We have 1 Hercules Recall and 1 Chain.
And 1 Chain.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some of the Grave Hate, and this looks pretty good.
Okay.
Let's try it.
Okay, let's see here. We have a Ponder and an Ancestral, but we don't have Grave Hate right now.
That's fine. I think we keep this.
Okay. Do we upkeep Ancestral or do we do it now?
I would Underground Sea Ponder because they could have all sorts of, they could have misstep counter or whatever. If we ponder into a Vamp, we probably want a Vamp, so that's why we lead on the sea.
Okay, we see Force of Will, Mana Vault, PO. That's
pretty good. We want to keep, let's see.
We want to keep the Force of Will, right? The
We
other 2
want to
cards.
draw the Force of Will and probably draw the
Vault next turn.
Draw the Mana Vault, although it won't really matter because we'll recall. So yeah, just make sure you draw the Force and probably keep PO on the bottom.
Sounds good. Right. And if they have Once Upon a Time, we counter it. Okay, this time they didn't reveal the Sphinx. Yeah.
Let's be aware of the fact that they can kill us super fast with their Vengevines. Like,
there's Once Upon a Time, so we're going to Force of Will this.
Yeah, so did they mulligan?
They did not mulligan. They just drew for turn.
Yeah, let's force it.
What do we pitch? A PO, right? Because we have another one.
Yeah, pitch PO. Yep.
They have the Bazaar.
They just have Natural Bazaar. So unfortunately, because last game when we didn't counter it, they did not have the Bazaar. But it's still good to counter it because like they could go find another one of the creatures that they need. That's why Once Upon a Time is so good in that deck. Like they could go find a Hollow One or whatever.
Yeah. That is a wicked looking Vengevine. I've never seen that art before.
Really hope they don't have a Hollow One here. But oh well if they do.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have Hurkyl's Recall. No, that's terrible because then they would just replay both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that would just like buy like one turn.
Okay, so we play we just play recall off the sea, right?
Well, let me think. Let's think. So I think we probably need them.
Like we might find a tabernacle, right? So we probably need to play it off the sea.
That's true. Yep. That's good. Good idea. Yep. Good call.
Two cards that we don't know about. Oh, misdirection. That's savage. Misdirection pitching Force of Will. So they're drawing 3, huh?
Well, that is brutal.
Yeah. That is very brutal.
Let's play the. Yeah, we're basically dead. I don't see how we could possibly win because we're going to PO for 1.
Yeah. Hey,
Jeez.
hats off to our opponent. They got some sick draws.
I think that we could probably, like with more practice, we can do a lot better with our sideboarding and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe the goal, maybe we need like defense grid or something in this matchup. Like imagine if that Hurkyl's Recall is a defense grid.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have all this like stuff to cast on our turn. Like they have Force of Vigors, Misdirections, Force of Wills. Wasteland.
This is an amazing deck. They're playing like Temple Control. It's like an old survival deck or something.
Well, it's still there's a combo out with Vengevines and stuff, but they probably play Wasteland just to deal with
to Bazaar, yeah.
Well, they play Wasteland to deal with the Tabernacle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're just stone dead here.
Yeah, you'd have to Hurkyl's Recall or Hollow One, and that's really bad play because you tap out. So yeah, we're dead.
We're dead. Okay. GG's. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you said, with maybe some more practice or maybe just higher density of grave hate cards for matchups like this, it might make a difference, right?
Yeah, it's hard though because
you're watering down your deck. That's the thing.
Well, and I mean, Grave Hate would be good against them, but they are pretty resilient. Like they have all this counter magic, they have hollow ones and stuff. I think just generally a more streamlined plan. Like Vintage is so on thin margins where like that Hurkyl's Recall in our hand was really bad, and we had one in our deck, and we had it. And so, in general, I think that should have been something else.
Yeah, maybe a defense grid or something.
Exactly. So I think that if we cut our second defense grid for another Grave Hate and bring in the one defense grid against this deck, then that really helps out tremendously.
That's very good to know, actually. Oh, it's Mr. Punisher. I think he plays Doomsday or a bunch of decks. I faced them before. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that.
That's unfortunate because that's a pretty bad hand, and I think we have to mulligan that.
Yeah. I think we have to keep this. It's a question of what do we scry? I think we get rid of the Chain of Vapor, right? Or the Brain Freeze.
I would get rid of Brain Freeze, yeah.
Okay. So do we Ancestral on their turn?
I would Ancestral now. So I would play Lotus, Ruby, Academy, Ancestral, Floating of Blue.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And so they have like 5 counter spells.
That's nice. We got the Preordain and the Time Twister. So do we Preordain first, right?
Yeah, so let's think about it. So what we'll probably end up doing, let's Preordain first.
Okay, we got Force of Will, Polluted Delta on top. So we probably top Force of Will.
No, I would.
Bottom both.
They would have forced our
Yeah.
ancestral, I think. So let's bottom both, and maybe just try to draw an artifact and then time twister.
Oh, we found a Mox Pearl. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So
still have to use the Lotus, but
yeah. Do we do?
Pearl.
Right. We still use the Lotus. Do we Chain of Vapor stuff just to like build up Storm?
Wait. So let's think about this. Chain of Vapor. No, because we want the mana. So make sure that you tap the Pearl, and we float 2 blue.
Yeah, we don't have blue.
Okay. I think that we keep the Ruby up. So maybe sack the Lotus and keep 1 blue floating, and also tap the Pearl and time twister. Don't tap the Ruby. Don't tap the Ruby.
Don't tap the Ruby.
Yeah, because we want to keep the Ruby up in case we'll have to pass the turn for the Pyroblast. But we'll have 1 blue floating off of this, because the blue mana is way valuable than the white mana.
Okay.
You know?
Yep.
So this way, like post time twister, we're going to have a blue and a red. And the red can be passed.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we can you see our new hand?
Not yet.
Okay. Still rendering.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like quite a delay.
Okay, so we have Force of Will, Mana Vault, Top, PO, Yogg-Will, Volk, and Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, this is insane. Okay, so we could PO. So you could play the Vault off the Ruby, and then PO for 3.
Yeah,
let's
that's
see
right.
What happens here. The problem with that is we won't have force, but I'll just do it.
Yeah. Well, it's a good... Yeah, they had a force. Yeah, they're forcing pitching Snapcaster Mage. Well, at least the PO... At least it's not bouncing as part of the cost. So it looks like we just have to pass the turn.
Yeah, it's pass turn. Next turn, we'll have 5 mana. The problem is going to be just... Let's really hope that they don't have, a permanent base play.
Oh, they have a Wasteland. Yeah, the Wasteland is not good. Yeah, they just Wastelanded us and passed.
It's okay.
We're not. Worse. Yeah, it could be worse. Okay, we drew into Tinker.
Okay, so we can Tinker, or we can Wheel, and I would say we should Tinker.
We should Tinker, right? Just Tinker for Bola Citadel, pitching Mox Pro, maybe. Oh, the Vault.
No,
okay.
Vault.
Okay.
Yeah. Because now we have a backup Wheel. This is pretty great, because even if
so we're getting Citadel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Citadel's now out. On top is Polluted Delta, so we're gonna play it for our land for turn. Oh, the game's ended. They scooped. All right.
Okay, I think they scooped him. We already did play a land drop, so we would have actually had to pass the turn there.
Okay, well, saving time for them, right? Or just not revealing what they're playing.
They did reveal. It's
there's some kind of
ponder. They revealed their hand behind the screen. It was they're playing Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Oh, okay, so it's like Jeskai Xerox or Grixis Xerox. Okay, so what do we do here?
Yeah, board in 2 defense grids, Pyroblast, and Flusterstorm.
Do we bring in any number of bolts for the Arcanist?
I don't like it for Arcanist. If we see that they have 1 million Lavinias after this game and we lose this game, then we probably want bolts, but Pyroblast still deals with it. Okay. I would board out Hurkyl's Recall and Balance to start.
And maybe Time Twister?
Yeah, definitely board out Time Twister. And then 1 more card. So this is actually really interesting. So as we're doing this, it shows me yet again, if we have 1 less defense grid, then that's okay. Because I sort of like this deck. Actually, do you want to try it as if we don't have that second defense grid in the deck?
Yeah.
Since we'll be cutting it.
Sure. Okay, so we have 60 exactly. So we're going to submit it.
Yeah. Because this will be. I know that if we want to just like optimally win this game, we'll try
No,
to cut something from
let's
the
make it a
screen.
learning exercise, right? Yeah, okay. This is interesting now. Okay, so it looks like we have to mulligan this on the
I
draw.
haven't seen it yet.
Okay, it's Citadel, Grid, Tinker, Pyroblast,
Yeah.
PO. Yeah, there's no lands, so we're gonna mulligan. This is a keep. It's top, freeze, strand, ruby, brainstorm, force of will, time walk.
Ooh. Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so we're keeping, and then what are we actually bottoming? That's the thing.
I would bottom the brain freeze.
Yeah.
Like sort of mediocre,
Mm-hmm.
but
They're telegraphing a pyroblast, definitely.
yeah. So the good thing here is that
We're just gonna.
I would do Mox Ruby Strand and then play the top off the Mox Ruby.
I see. Yeah, just don't keep any. We don't even have to expose ourselves to wasteland.
Yeah, because they apparently have Wasteland in their deck. The interesting thing is the Xerox decks usually don't play a bunch of the Wasteland. Like I
Might
was
be like
looking at
one
some
or two
lists
of.
and,
Yeah.
right in the strip mine. So it's like he at least has 2 cards that destroy lands.
Oh, Ancestral EOT, REOT. Do we want to fight over this, or do we brainstorm first?
Let's
I think we brainstorm in response.
or
first.
top. What do you think? Should we top off the basic island in case we find the
Yeah, I like that.
misstep?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that.
No, that wasn't it. But we could now, if we wanted to, we could also like draw into the Cataxian Probe with top and use that to pitch to Force of Will.
Let's see.
I mean, we're definitely. We have Black Lotus, Mox Jet, and Gataxian Probe on top.
Yeah, we could force it pitching. I don't know. I don't know if you force the recall here or not because they have a lot of like random crap in the
Right.
deck.
Maybe we just let it resolve. Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's
what
try
I'm gonna
to
do is I'm gonna just let's just do this. We're gonna Cataxian Probe naturally next turn.
Yeah, that's good. We're gonna end up after you probe next turn, we'll see hopefully it'll resolve. And if
Yeah.
it does, we'll see what they have and
see
then
if the
maybe we
coast
can
is
get
clear.
deeper by time walking.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're gonna need to play out Mox here in order to not discard. So they're gonna have to play a land and a Mox to not discard card.
Okay, they just played. Oh, they're discarding. Yeah. So that's kind of nice. It's like it was nice that they went like 5 cards deep with the Ancestral and the Preordain, but them having to discard one is. Oh, they discarded
Definitely
Wasteland.
scary.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good for us for fetching.
Okay, so we're just gonna Propane Life.
Yeah, before playing a land. So don't play a duel because we want to.
Oh, Dak Faden. Okay, we'll give you a few seconds to see what they have.
Okay, thank you. Oh, here it is. Yep. Okay, so Dak Days, Force, Scroll, Ponder, Pyroblast, Death Rush. It's a lot of stuff.
It is. I think we kind of have to just start jamming, like.
Well, but the problem is they're just going to Pyroblast.
Yeah.
And we can have them sort of tight on mana.
Yeah, they're kind of tight on mana because like they have
Right.
2 mana. They can't really tap out for Dak Faden if they want to do something there.
Right. I think we play Underground Sea
And just pass.
and pass the turn.
Yeah. We could also play out the Lotus, but I don't think it serves any point because we may even want to.
Definitely don't play it.
Yeah.
Right, because they could steal. What they'll do is like
They'll
if they
steal
resolve a deck, they could steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pass.
Okay, so we know about.
Okay,
Do
so
they
they
have a blue card that is not Days for Force?
They do. They
Okay, so
have.
days
I'm going to show the reveal card zone. So, do we do anything with this Deathrite Shaman? I don't think so. I think we have to let it resolve.
Yeah, just
They
let
have
it resolve.
Pyroblast. Yeah, they have Merchant Scroll,
Okay,
and they're just pondering. We're going to let that resolve.
hopefully they go for a scroll here. No, they're not going to do that. So scroll is going to be their force spotter.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
So make sure you EOT top.
Oh yeah. Okay, we see Tutor, Mox Jet, and PO.
So which tutor?
Demonic Tutor. So we could Demonic Tutor for Tinker, but it's like it's not gonna.
They'll definitely force demonic. However, at some point we have to get them to use their force.
Yeah.
PO is a decent draw because we can instep it. Let's just think about it for a second. There's a lot going on here because we have brainstorm in our hand, force and time walk, days. Okay, so potentially we can PO here on our next turn because if they pyroblast our brainstorm. So we want to do actually demonic on the bottom.
And Mox Jet. We're gonna basically do demonic, Mox Jet, PO, and draw PO.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so right now we're gonna play out the Lotus, or we're going to brainstorm.
No. I would brainstorm first.
Okay.
And just make them
blast it. Okay, they didn't blast it, so we're actually resolve the brainstorm. So we drew those cards plus a volcanic island.
Okay, so this is actually decent for us. So what we could do is
we could put well, that's the thing. If we DT this turn, they're gonna have to force a will it, right? So that's actually good for us. That burns their cards.
Well, I don't know if we want them to force of will demonic tutor.
But there's no way for us to not.
Well, we want them to force of will something else. I would let's think about this. So
like play out a time walk as bait maybe and hope they force a will that.
Or red blast it. But then that we lose our blue card that we really need for our own force of will.
Right.
I think that if we a good thing is that paradoxical outcome is instant speed. So what we could do is do like demonic tutor 2 down, Lotus on top, play Jet and Volcanic Island, and when he goes to DAC, we could PO and then he would blast. And then we force, and then on the following turn, we're going to be able to demonic tutor.
We're okay to play around the days, right? Just checking.
No, we're not. Good job checking. So that would mean it's sort of crazy.
I think we just have to try jam demonic tutor this turn.
And then make him force of will.
Yeah.
So if we do that,
and not fight over it because you can pyroblast our force.
Yeah. So we would need to have one mana source at minimum in play.
Yeah, which is volcanic or Mox Jet.
And probably Mox Jet so that we can have a better PO. So do like volcanic on the bottom, Black Lotus on top, play the Mox Jet,
Gotcha.
and then demonic tutor.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they can actually DAC Faden with Pyroblast next turn because Deathrite Shaman can make mana.
Yeah. So I thought about that.
Okay. Well, we're still doing this, so let's do it.
Okay, so you have Lotus on the top.
I have Lotus on the top.
Jet first. Make sure you play the Jet.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Playing around days, yeah.
In the future, I would keep the ruby up to represent Pyroblast to dissuade him from.
Totally. Okay, so what are we? It actually resolved. What are we getting? So we're shuffled away to our Lotus.
That's okay because we had to have these other cards in our hand.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why it would have been good to have red up, even though doesn't really matter. But
okay, so what are we
now
getting?
I think that we should recall probably.
Get recall.
Let's think about it, but yeah, let's get recall because this is going to overload his Pyroblast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's do it. So what's going to happen now is like we have a force and 2 draw 3s, and if he doesn't play, if he plays the DAC.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna play anything. He's not doing anything, so
top. I just don't think that this gets better for him as the time goes on.
Yeah, well, there's defense grid, force of will, and wheel of fortune. So I think we have to go. We're going for the defense grid, right?
Holy crap, that's awesome. Let's think. So I don't think we need to go for it. I think that we can burn.
Yeah, we grind. Yeah.
Because he has a daze.
We're playing defense grid next turn, right? So
take the force and then time walk. Cast time walk.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So we're drawing for turn, force of will, and we're going to time walk right now, and we're going to leave red up to represent something, even though we. Okay, we're going to time walk right now, right?
Yeah, it's time walk right now.
Okay.
What's the next card? Is it a defense grid?
Yeah, but time walk resolved, but we can still top once just to see if there's something better. If there isn't.
What's the next card?
Wheel of Fortune and Sensei's top. So we're gonna draw defense grid next turn, right? Actually, are we Wheel of Fortuning?
Let's think about this. So if we don't want to wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, if we wheel, it forces him to force of will.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we have our own force of will we're negating the days.
Mm-hmm.
We have a pretty big advantage here.
I think we just play defense grid next turn. We just draw defense grid.
Well, just think about this though, because if we play defense grid, he's gonna force it. If we play the wheel, he's gonna force it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we
could also Ancestral next turn first to force that out. But then they have Pyroblast.
The Pyroblast, yeah.
Right.
So let's do, I guess, wheel second down and then defense grid on top and make him burn the force on the defense grid.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't even have black mana, so he can't even drain us with Deathrite. Okay, so we're gonna cast the defense grid.
Yeah. That's cool.
If he pitches Daze, it's actually not bad for us. But he's probably going to pitch Merchant Scroll. Oh, he does exile Daze. Okay. And we're not fighting over this. We're not fighting over this, right? Because he has a Pyroblast.
If we do...
We could Ancestral now in response, too.
Now Ancestral. Yeah, so maybe fight over it. Force pitching force.
Okay, they're Pyroblasting, so at this point we Ancestral in response, right?
Let me think. So he's gonna try to let's see, so counters there. Pyroblast your force. Yeah, let's go ahead and Ancestral. Actually, good that you got rid of the days because now we
Exactly.
have the 4 mana for PO on the next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they're adding a mana.
Oh, they have another days?
I don't know.
He's just gonna.
Oh, Snapcaster. But that's fine though. That's why it's good that we're still on the stack. Like, what is Snapcaster actually doing? Oh, Ancestraling.
Okay.
I really like this Jeskai deck. I think I might try to build it at some point. Well, it's not really Jeskai. It's got Deathrite Shaman, but
Yeah, so it turns out that he's not playing the deck we thought. Like, I think
Right.
that they're playing some sort of the Planeswalker deck because all they showed us their hand in game 1, which was like turbo blue cards. And,
Right.
what's
I really
happening?
they pyroblasted.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. No, they already had the Power Blast up.
Oh, they already had it up. Okay.
Go ahead and top, like spin the top.
Mana Vault, Mox Opal, Mystical Tutor.
Mana Vault, Mox Opal. Okay, so next turn.
Yeah, we just have to be conscious of time. Yeah.
Yeah, next turn, let's draw the Mox Opal and put Mystical Tutor second in the stack.
Sounds good.
And then just pass. Just make sure that if they target the top with deck, that you flip it on top of the deck.
Mm-hmm. Just save it.
I don't think that they would do that, but just in case.
The tap ability on top just makes it totally broken.
Yeah. There's that merchant scroll.
I guess they're getting... Oh, they're getting dig through time. That's smart of them. Yeah, dig through time is very good here.
Oh, geez.
Okay, they're wasting us.
Yeah, we drew the... So they could dig.
They're just...
So they're going to dig now.
They're digging now, yeah.
Well, we're going to be able to PO... Well, they're so going to, I'm sure, have counter magic.
Yeah. They've got 6 cards in hand. Now, dig through time. They'll have 7 cards after this. They're guaranteed to have a Force of Will.
Well, but what we could do is just wheel to draw it out.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we have to do, right? Like, we're going to have to...
They forced once in the game, is that right?
That's right. Okay, we're going to cast Mox Opal, and we're just going to go for the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, and do it keeping the Mox Opal open.
Okay. Oh, it resolved. The Wheel of Fortune. That's insane. Or are they really like, what's going on?
Well, that means they probably just had infinite like red blasts and stuff that they were going to untap with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we can do now is actually pretty amazing. Use the Mox Opal to play the Mana Vault.
Okay, and then we're gonna play out the Mox Opal again.
Yeah, play the other Mox Opal, and then Just make sure you keep the right one. You know, be aware of Magic Online. Crap.
No, we're good. Yeah, so we're gonna blue for what?
So wait, think about this. So I would top on top retaining priority PO. Do you know how to do that on Magic Online?
I hope so. So I hold control, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to PO, right? Is that right?
Yeah, now PO and yep, and then target all of your and then I would also so target all yeah, that's right. Target all the artifacts and then it'll make you tap.
I have to pay, so that's fine.
Obviously just be aware of
Yeah, I think we're good.
You know, unfortunately they can daze, but we have
we have force. Okay, they're gonna force, so we're gonna force back pitching preordain, right?
Yeah.
All right, it resolved. So
yes, this is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, of course, the top is still spinning. So, oh, it wasn't spinning.
Yeah, we just get to draw an extra card.
Yeah.
Okay, so play out all the crap.
Yep.
What we can probably do is just make sure you don't tap. You have not played. Don't tap blue mana because you have not played a land yet, right?
I have not played a land yet.
Okay, so what we can do is mystical for brain freeze, and then brain freeze, and then get it with the
top, and then brain freeze them,
and then brain freeze. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just play out like a volcanic island, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna just get mystical tutor. Okay, it resolves, so I'm gonna get a brain freeze.
Yeah.
Do I have a brain freeze?
Oh no, it's in our graveyard. So we can still. What can we do here? What's in play right now?
Moxed.
PO again.
Yeah, we can PO again, right?
Yeah. Let me. Let's see. So.
Can we vamp? Can we vamp to? Can we? Yogg will?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I was trying to look at that line. So if we Yogg will.
Actually, do we have? Where is our brain freeze?
It's in the.
It's in the graveyard. Okay, so we can Yogg will, right? Do we have enough mana?
Yeah, because you have Opal in the graveyard, so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we could do it.
We could do it. Okay, let's do it. Okay, Yogg will's on top, so let's. We're gonna. Okay, and then we're going to tap for. This is how you do it? I think so.
Did you do top on top?
Top is on top, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I can play the Opal. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're at 3 minutes. All right.
So play the Opal.
Yeah, I did. What are we doing here? And we just play. We just brain freeze them.
Yeah, and then brain freeze them. I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Trying to think if there's any optimal other thing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, they must have had some crazy stuff if they get to untap, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Renin 6, Oko. Wow. Okay.
In general, yeah. Okay. Sweet.
Yes, we salvaged a win at the end. Sorry, you were saying in general.
No, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things with time because of Magic Online. I think that I wonder if there's like different optimal lines that we could take to protect ourselves better from like graveyard hate, but I think that was still really good.
Mm. So what's the post-mortem here, Wilson? Like if we look at this list now, what are some things that you would consider changing up?
Well, I think that we saw that we don't need second. So I think definitely the first thing is to cut second defense grid for another graveyard hate. And I think maybe cut the second bolt for another graveyard hate and just be rolling with one bolt.
Mm-hmm. So
And
let's
then the
say
question is like, what is the graveyard hate?
you were saying Nido, perhaps?
Maybe a needle and a ravenous trap.
Maybe a Nido and a Ravenous Trap. Okay.
Could even be two ravenous traps.
Yes, you're starting to see the way. All right.
But needles, I sort of like having like a bunch of one-ofs, right?
Mm-hmm. Just because you're a vintage player. Sure.
It's fun.
Yeah, so this might be what we land on for the future. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, let's at least try the needle in the future because I can see where it's particularly good against the Vengevine version of the deck. I mean, I guess Ravenous Trap is also arguably better against that version. So
Yeah.
doesn't get force figured.
Sweet. Well, really appreciate you doing this league with me, and I hope our viewers enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much, Wilson.
Yay. Thank you, James.